you watch Star Wars and they're at the market and they're like Qui-Gon Jinn's trying to buy Anakin off the slave trader, and there's all these weird and wonderful creatures that are kind of wandering around, and that's human beings. That's human beings. I had this joke with my client once. You ever been to Oxford Street?
Yeah.
You been to Primark on Oxford Street?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't it like the airport scene from Men in Black?
Yeah.
I walk into that place and I'm just like, what is this? Where did these people come from? How are these even real? Like, like that guy's got 6 eyes. She's got like friggin' legs as long as my entire torso. Like, what the hell's going on here? Like, this is super weird, right? And it just shows like the duality of people. And I don't even know where the fuck they've come from, but we're so different in what makes us up. At the same time, we need to keep true to some of the things that we are. You know what I mean? Rather than kind of just devolving off into these weird little branches. This person's like working 40 hours a week, sat down at a desk. So he like Shadow says, becomes the shape of your sport. Like, that's his sport. He's a desk jockey. Like this is what a desk jockey looks like. And over here, you've got somebody who runs marathons, and obviously they've gone that way as well. But again, I'm going off on a tangent. But it's like, what is the best? What is the most optimal thing for all of us to do? Well, we have a balance of a lot of it, and not kind of push the boat out super far. And if you are going to push the boat out, then kind of make the rest of the people around you kind of aware that you're about to do this, and do it with a bit more control.
Yeah, exactly. And like, optimum is dependent on what goes on in that person's life as well. It's like, because there's it's like, I wonder how far you can take this. It's like, what's optimum, like on both ends of the scale? I feel like you're a supreme athlete versus being somebody who's obese. Is like, well, for somebody who's obese, what's the optimum? It's like
so many variables, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, yeah, it's somebody. If you want to stay there, then it's just to keep eating. Right? So that's your optimum. So just like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's like it's on a sliding scale as well. It's
optimum,
like, okay,
like optimum by whose definition, right?
that's it, exactly. It's like, do you want, like, if you're talking about being optimum in a human definition, is like, I don't think. I mean, there's some play there, but it's not a lot. It's just basically you got to be healthy and you got to be in shape. Just a natural life, because to the extent that this is what we know is the best way to live in terms of how our body feels, looks, moves, and navigates its way through the environment that it's in. And yeah, I mean, that's, to be honest, man, that's a whole other question as well. Like, what is it to be naturally optimum? Because that, I think, natural is, the definition is kind of shifting. There's variations of it as well, because it is natural to consume. It's like it's heavily processed, like, but the food is coming from a natural source. Like, if we're talking about potato crisps or something, like, commercially bought potato crisps, or like, Pringles. That's a better example. It's like they've got all this like fucking list of ingredients when really it should be just potato chips, a bit of salt, and something it's fried in. But then there's the other end, which is I could just actually have a potato. That's like that's as natural as that thing gets, because that's what it is. That's what it's like from the ground. And then yeah. So the conversation around what is optimum is like, okay, is what's optimum for an athlete, and then is what's optimum for every like for other people. And based on what is it that you're trying to achieve as well, because an athlete might have to do some things which aren't optimum for a human being. So for me, I like kind of try and cut through that a little bit by being like, okay, it's optimum to be a human being like this, and then we can play with the other variables, which is, if you're an athlete, then okay, you need to do athlete things. If you're a jiu-jitsu player who likes to play off his back, and you spent 4 hours of training there, okay, well, I better get you comfortable being on your back in a flexed spine position often, whereas that's not what a regular human being, a good functioning human being is going to want to spend a lot of time in. Or even more simply, is like you said, a desk jockey is like, their body's going to be in that flex position a lot more often, and it's not ideal for the body. It's about having access to other movements. So try and make it so that they can bear that position better, but also be able to function like a human being as well.
Mm-hmm. That's it, man. That's it. That's it. Then that's the kind of the final nail in that coffin is that be the human first, and
Yes,
then
exactly.
whatever you want to, whatever hat you want to wear, go wear it. But
Hmm.
let's not lose our humanity in doing what we want to do, right? Because that's just
Exactly.
sad, right? You kind of like, back to that kind of like everyone's different, but like when you start showing the examples of skulls and like you think, oh fuck, this is not good. You know, this is not
Yeah,
good. Like kind of yeah, we want to have quick meals and we want to run the clock 24/7. But
man.
let's not. Come on, guys. Like, kind of, can we all just decide like this is enough money, this is enough thing, this is enough that? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know whether that's kind of asking some social questions that I shouldn't be asking, or I don't
Mm.
really know what I'm asking about. But yeah, just kind of let's not flex on our being so hard that it starts to devolve and we start to have other issues later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, man. I don't think, yeah, I think there's never anything that shouldn't be asked. You should always be able to have that open conversation, have that discourse. Otherwise, if you don't, then we just kind of we screw ourselves up. We
Mm-hmm.
don't realize how much is left on the table if we're not able to have conversations, even if it's about controversial stuff. It's
Mm,
just you got to be able to have a conversation about it.
yeah, man.
But man, I think that's a good place to leave it. Be the human first.
Yeah, buddy.